नमस्कार विद्यार्थ्यांनो, आज आपण मुल्लाची जादू हा धडा बघणार आहोत. Today we are going to study Mullachi Jaadu. This is chapter number 13 from your Marathi textbook. So who is a mullah? Mullah is a very honorable person, a very learned person. He knows about religion, the laws of the religion. Okay, but which religion are we talking about? We're talking about Islam. Okay, so a very knowledgeable, learned person who knows about Islam, who knows about the laws in Islam, he is regarded as a mullah. So he is a very intelligent person, a respectable figure. Okay, Mullachi Jaadu. Jaadu is, you all know, magic. So here we have a mullah who is all of this, and he is also a magician. ठीक है, इन्हें ये सब कुछ भी आता है, ये बहुत पढ़े लिखे हैं और इनको जादू भी आती है. So the chapter is very interesting, the story is very interesting. Let us see. एके दिवशी एका श्रीमंत व्यापाऱ्याने आपल्या भव्य महालात शानदार मेजवानीचे आयोजन केले होते. एके दिवशी is one day. एका श्रीमंत is a very wealthy. Vyapari is a businessman. So one day a very wealthy businessman आपल्या भव्य महालात, आपल्या is his own, whatever he owns. Bhavya is grand. Okay, what is bhavya? It's grand. Mahalat, in his palace. Shandar, it's also a Hindi word. A wonderful. Mejwani is a feast. Okay, Mejwani is a feast. आयोजन केले होते, organized. आयोजन is he organized. आमच्या शाळेने काही दिवसापूर्वी स्पोर्ट्स डे चा आयोजन केलं होतं. So what does that mean? Our school had organized sports day. They had planned, they had organized, because any event you have to conduct, you need planning, and that is known as आयोजन. विविध प्रकारची मिठाई आणि नाविन्यपूर्ण व चविष्ट पक्वानांची तेथे रेलचेल होती. Vivid, yes, you know, all different types. Okay, what is vivid? Different. Variety, you will say. When you call somebody over lunch, dinner, or a birthday party, you have different varieties of food, right? You have different cuisines, you have different variety. So that, vivid prakar ची मिठाई is again, you know, आणि नाविन्यपूर्ण is something new. Okay, whatever cuisine he had in that feast was all very different, first of all, which had some new flavor, some new twist to it. What's savishta? Savishta is delicious. पक्वानांची तेथे रेलचेल होती. So pakwan is the eatables, the goodies, the food items, pakwan. And these pakwan, when we say pakwan, we don't mean the food that has been cooked on day-to-day basis. Like, we do not say roti, sabzi, dal, chawal as pakwan. Okay, because it's a routine food. But when you say something special like kheer, gulab jamun, rabdi, and which is very much related to a particular feast or particular festival, then that is known as pakwan. Okay, तेथे रेलचेल होती आणि हे सर्व पदार्थ चांदीच्या ताटात आणि चांदीच्या वाट्यांमध्ये सोन्याच्या चमच्यांसहित वाढले जात होते. सो in that particular feast there was different kind of food, very delicious food, very occasional food, like which is very much party food, you would say, something like that, very different, very special. Rail jail is, there was no scarcity, there was so much of variety, there was like plenty, abundant of food. So the waiter is bringing like one dish, again he goes inside, he brings another dish, again third dish. So रेल चेल इज किसी चीज की कमी नहीं थी, जैसे अभी एक प्लेट खत्म भी नहीं हुई तो दूसरी प्लेट आ गई. Okay, so continuously the food was being served, there was no stoppage to the food. आणि हे सर्व पदार्थ चांदीच्या ताटात, सो चांदीच्या ताटात, ताट मीन्स प्लेट, on silver plates. Okay, all of this was served in silver plates and it had वाट्यांमध्ये. वाटी is a कटोरी, चांदी के बर्तन में खाना खाया जा रहा था, परोसा जा रहा था. So the plate was of silver, the bowl was of silver. Vati is bowl, a small bowl. सोन्याच्या चमच्यांसहित वाढले जात होते. So there was, the serving was also done from the silver vessel and the plates in which they were eating were also of precious metal. सोने के चम्मच, सोन्यांच्या चमच्यांसहित वाढले जात होते means the food was being served with gold spoon made up of gold. Okay, now in that particular feast there was Mullah Nasruddin. Now his name is Nasruddin, and as I told you, Mullah is a very learned, honorable, respectable person. त्या दालनाच्या एका कोपऱ्यात बसून मेजवानीचा आस्वाद घेत होता. So whatever that place was, whatever that hall was, basically the eating place, the dining hall, एका कोपऱ्यात मतलब एक corner, कोपरा is corner. Sitting in one corner of that particular hall, and he was, Mejwani is a treat. I told you it's a feast, right? Treat, feast. So he was enjoying the treat and feast, whatever it is. Aswad is relishing. Okay, so he was relishing the wonderful food, very delicious food, sitting in one corner. You know, when there is some of your favorite food that has been cooked on a day, you wouldn't want to talk to anybody, you wouldn't want to share it with anybody, you just wanted to enjoy that food. So Mullah Nasruddin was also doing the same thing. That's very, निळी पगडी घातलेल्या एका पाहुण्याला एक सोन्याचा चमचा आपल्या कोटाच्या डाव्या खिशात घालताना त्याने पाहिला. Now when he was eating, at the same time, that's very, at that time, nili pagdi. So if you look at the picture, all of them are in the same attire, in the same sort of dresses. They all are wearing these pagdis. They are wearing these, maybe it's a traditional cap that they wear. And this particular person who is wearing a nili is what nili means, neela in Hindi, which is blue. So somebody, a person who was wearing a blue pagdi, घातलेल्या एका पाहुण्याला, पाहुणा is say an invitee. Somebody who was present there, मेहमान जिसको हम कहते हैं. Okay, so एका पाहुण्याला एका सोन्याचा चमचा. So here now this guest who was there, he was also enjoying the lovely food. So this particular guest, mehman, pahuna, he was also enjoying the food and he saw the gold spoon in the bowl or wherever it was kept. And what did he do? After seeing the spoon of gold, made up of gold, he took that, basically he stole it. Okay, he looked here and there if somebody is watching him and he quickly put it into his pocket, coat. Coat is his coat. It's an English word only, which is written in Marathi. Davya is left. Khishat is pocket, in the pocket. Khisa is a pocket. Khisa is pocket. And Khishat becomes in the pocket. Okay. He put it into his left pocket of the coat. And who saw him? Mullah Nasruddin saw him doing this. Okay. Mullah ताबडतोब खुर्चीवर चढला. ताबडतोब is immediately. As soon as he saw this guy with blue pagdi putting the gold spoon into his pocket, Mullah Nasruddin, who is Mullah Nasruddin here? The one with the green coat. He immediately stood up. Okay. And where was he standing up? On his chair. If you look at the picture carefully, you can see that he is standing on his chair. So khurchivar is on the chair. Chadla. Chadla is chad gaye. Chadla is climbed up. आणि मोठ्या आवाजात म्हणाला, मोठ्या is loud, very loudly, because when you are in a gathering and when there are so many people around, you cannot speak softly, so you have to be very loud. In a loud voice he said, लोक हो, चीन मधील लोकांना जादू करण्याची अद्भुत कला अवगत आहे. So लोक हो is people, hey people, kind of. Chin Madil, so he's trying to tell them, he's trying to create a background first. So he says that, people in China, there are people who are very fond of doing magic. Okay. Avgat is they have inherited, or they have, they know it basically. Okay. They have learned and they know it. You just don't, anything that you have basically first learned it how to do. For example, if you're reading Hindi, reading Marathi, reading English, you just did not start writing immediately on one fine day, but you first started learning the alphabets, then you started constructing the sentences, the spellings, then the sentences, then you are now able to write it. So avgat is nothing that comes immediately to you, it comes with practice. So Jaadu is also something like that, where you just can't become a magician directly, you have to first learn the art and then you will become a magician. So similarly in China, the people, they do magic, but they have learned it first. Okay. चीन मधील लोकांना जादू करण्याची अद्भुत, adbhut is again an Hindi word, like say amazing. It's an amazing kala, is art. Avgat ahe, which they have imbibed after they underwent a lot of practice session. Okay. मी जेव्हा चीन मध्ये गेलो होतो तेव्हा मी काही जादूच्या करामती शिकलो. So now he is trying to tell them that I had been to China. मी जेव्हा, when I went to China, when I had been to China. Gelo hoto is a past tense. Okay, it's a past tense. So for a girl it becomes मी जेव्हा China मध्ये, चीन मध्ये गेले होते. For a boy it becomes मी जेव्हा चीन मध्ये गेलो होतो. So he's trying to tell them that when I had been to China, तेव्हा मी काही जादूच्या करामती शिकलो. So I learned a few tricks of magic tricks. When I'd been to China, I learned a few magic tricks. जर तुमची हरकत नसेल तर या विशेष प्रसंगी मला एक जादू करून दाखवण्याची इच्छा आहे. So he says, if you don't mind, जर तुमची हरकत नसेल म्हणजेच काय? If you don't object, if you don't mind. तर या विशेष प्रसंगी, विशेष is, this is a special event, right? Because they are all meeting and they're having lunch together or food together. So that's a special event. तर या विशेष प्रसंगी मला एक जादू करून दाखवण्याची इच्छा आहे. So on this special event, on this special occasion, I would like to show you a few tricks. Okay, if you don't mind. Then people said, हो जरूर. ओके ठीक है, जरूर करिए, आप दिखाइए. सर्व निमंत्रित म्हणाले. निमंत्रित मतलब the people who were invited, the invitees said कि we are ready to see whatever you want to show. आणि मुल्लाकडे उत्सुकतेने पाहू लागले. उत्सुकतेने इज eagerly. मुल्लाकडे they all started looking, they kept looking at the mullah very eagerly. Why? Because now they were about to see some fantastic magic. मुल्लाने एका पाहुण्याला बोलावले आणि म्हटले, so now what did he do? Mullah, he called a guest, a dignitary who was there probably, and he called him and he said, एक सोन्याचा चमचा आण आणि माझ्या कोटाच्या खिशात ठेव. So he told the guest that bring a spoon of gold and keep it in my coat. And keep it in my coat. Okay. पाहुण्याने एक सोन्याचा चमचा मुल्लाच्या खिशात ठेवला. मुल्ला त्याला म्हणाला, आपण कृपया इथेच थांबा. सो द गेस्ट डिड ॲज ही वॉज इन्स्ट्रक्टेड. पाहुण्याने एक सोन्याचा चमचा मुल्लाच्या खिशात ठेवला. सो द गेस्ट वेंट, ही गॉट अ स्पून ऑफ गोल्ड, मेड अप ऑफ गोल्ड, अँड केप्ट इट इन द पॉकेट ऑफ द मुल्लास कोट. मुल्ला त्याला म्हणाला, आपण कृपया इथेच थांबा. Then what did Mullah tell him? Tell the guest is that apan, you, okay? In Marathi, if you have to address somebody who is very respectable, then you say apan. Okay? जैसे हिंदी में you say आप, in Marathi we say apan. Apan kripaya. Kripaya is please. I request you to please wait here. इथेच थांबा. इथेच means here with me. Okay, please stand with me here. मग मुल्लाने आपले डोळे मिटले आणि तो बराच वेळ हातवारे करीत काहीतरी अगम्य शब्द पुटपुटत राहिला. So then what after that? So see, he is trying to show a magic. And if you have seen how do magicians do, immediately they don't do the magic. First they close their eyes, they move their hand, then there is some magic word that they have to say, something like abracadabra, you know, and then they are moving their fingers, they are moving their hand, they create the atmosphere first of, you know, magic. And then people are now very curious to see what will happen as soon as he stops saying those words. The mullah also did the same thing. मग मुल्लाने आपले डोळे मिटले. आपले डोळे मिटले means डोळे is eyes, मिटले is closed. So Mullah closed his eyes आणि तो बराच वेळ हातवारे is hand movements. Okay, people have habit of talking, and while they're talking they move their hands, they try to, you know, that is known as hatvare. So their speech and their movement of hand is always in coordination. So the mullah also did the same thing. He closed his eyes and for a long time he was just moving his hands. Oh, only moving hands? No, along with the hands he was also muttering some words. Agamya shabda. Agamya is something which is very secret or something that nobody understands. Okay, nobody understands. For example, abracadabra. We don't know what it is. What does it mean? We don't know. So agamya is, we don't know from where it has originated, what it means. So it's something very secretive. Agamya shabd putputat rahila. Putputne is muttering. Not very loud, not very slow, something that only he is able to hear, or people who are very close by to him are able to hear. So पुटपुटत राहणे. मग डोळे उघडून तो म्हणाला, after all of that got over, डोळे उघडणे म्हणजे open eyes. He opened his eyes and then he said, हे सोन्याच्या चमच्या, जा तिकडे, निळी पगडी घातलेल्या त्या माणसाच्या डाव्या खिशात जाऊन बस. Abracadabra. So he says, hey golden spoon, go there. Where? To the person, in the coat, in the left pocket of the coat of a person who's wearing a blue pagdi. Okay, hey सोन्याच्या चमचा, hey golden spoon, जा is go, जा तिकडे is go there. But where? Go in the left pocket. Okay, go in the left pocket of the coat worn by a person with blue pagdi. Okay, pagdi is like a traditional headwear. Abracadabra. That is what is he ended his statement with. And then later, nantar is later. मुल्ला आपल्या बाजूला उभा असलेल्या पाहुण्याला म्हणाला. मुल्ला later he turned to this guest who was standing besides him. उभ्या means standing. Bazula is besides. निळी पगडी घातलेल्या त्या माणसाकडे जाऊन त्याच्या डाव्या खिशात सोन्याचा चमचा पोहोचला का ते कृपया पाहाल का. Okay, so now he says, please go to this person who's wearing the neeli pagdi, okay, the blue pagdi, and check his left pocket. डाव्या खिशात is check in his left pocket of the coat and check whether the spoon, the golden spoon that you had kept in my pocket, has reached that left pocket. Will you please go there and see? What did he say to the person? That please go to that man with the blue pagdi, okay? Check his left pocket and see whether the spoon that was made up of gold has reached his pocket now. पाहुणा त्या माणसाकडे गेला आणि त्याने त्याच्या डाव्या खिशात हात घातला. द गेस्ट went to that man. Which man? The man with blue pagdi, the blue headwear. He went to the man with the blue headwear and then he put his hand into his left pocket. And काय आश्चर्य, what a surprise. त्याने एक सोन्याचा चमचा बाहेर काढला आणि सर्वांना दाखवला. So what did he do? He found, actually when he put his hand into his pocket, he immediately sensed that there is a spoon. So he took the spoon out and then he raised his hand and he showed it to everyone. त्याने एक सोन्याचा चमचा बाहेर, pulled it out. He pulled it out and he showed it to. Sarvanna is all. Dakhawla is showed. He showed it to all. Now what will happen? What will happen to the Neeli Pagdi person? Will he feel embarrassed? Let us see. सर्व पाहुण्यांनी उत्स्फूर्तपणे दाद दिली. Now whoever was there was very surprised because nobody had seen that person putting it into the pocket, only the mullah. So for everybody else it was really a magic. पण खरंच ती जादू होती का? Was it a magic trick really? It was not a magic trick, but for everybody else it appeared to be a magic trick. But it was a lesson for the person who was stealing the spoon. त्या माणसाला मुल्लाने धडा शिकवला. ओके, सर्व पाहुण्यांनी उत्स्फूर्तपणे दाद दिली. What do you mean by उत्स्फूर्त? Very spontaneously, wholeheartedly, with full energy. Everybody, all the guests were very happy and spontaneously daad dili is they praised him. Okay, वाह फारच छान, मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन तू खरोखर मोठा जादूगर आहेस. वाह is the same expression. Wonderful, great, wow. फारच छान is very good, very nice. Okay, मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन तू खरोखर मोठा जादूगर आहेस. So everybody else who did not know that Mullah had seen that person keeping the spoon inside his coat, everybody else thought really Mullah is a great magician. Mullah Nasruddin, tu kharokhar. What is kharokhar? How in English sometimes you say, really, you are a very good friend of mine. Really. So something like really, literally. Okay. Mullah Nasruddin, literally, you are a very big magician. Motha is very. Motha here doesn't mean big, but here it means accomplished. an expert. Okay, so Mulla, you are really an expert magician. निळी पगडी घातलेला माणूस चांगला झापकून गेला. नाव आफ्टर ऑल ऑफ दिस हॅपेंड, तो जो माणूस होता ज्याने निळी पगडी घातली होती, तो माणूस हपकून गेला. मीन्स व्हॉट डू यू मीन? हपकून इज was taken by surprise. He was taken by surprise and he did not know what to do. He was caught basically red-handed. भेदरलेल्या चेहऱ्याने तो मुल्लाकडे पाहतच राहिला. भेदरलेले इज he was very scared, afraid. Now what will happen to me? What will happen to me when the rich businessman, the wealthy businessman comes to know that I stole the spoon? He did not know what would happen to him, and that's why he was very scared. He was caught red-handed. He was taken by surprise because of this magic, and he was now very, very scared. And this is how a learned person, an intelligent person who observes, है ना, वो हर जगह उनकी नजर होती है और उनको सब पता होता है कि क्या चल रहा है. So this learned person, though he was enjoying and relishing his food, he was also keeping an eye, he was also observing, and this is how he caught a thief red-handed. खालील प्रश्नांची एका वाक्यात उत्तरे लिहा. मेजवानीमध्ये कशाची रेलचेल होती? सो मेजवानीमध्ये रेलचेल, आय टोल्ड यू दॅट नथिंग वॉज ऍक्च्युअली गेटिंग ओव्हर. बिफोर वन प्लेट गॉट ओव्हर, द सेकंड प्लेट कम. सो मेजवानीमध्ये विविध प्रकारची मिठाई आणि नाविन्यपूर्ण व चविष्ट पक्वानांची रेलचेल होती. सर्व पदार्थ कशात वाढले जात होते? चांदीच्या ताटात आणि चांदीच्या वाटीत. मुल्लाने कोणाला बोलावले? मुल्लाने एका पाहुण्याला बोलावले. कोण हपकून गेला? निळी पगडी घातलेला माणूस हपकून गेला. ओके, these are a little long answers. मुल्ला नसरुद्दीनने मेजवानीचा आस्वाद घेताना काय पाहिले? So what did Mulla Nasruddin observe while he was relishing the delicious food? He observed that there was a man with a blue headwear who stole a spoon of gold and kept it into his pocket. Which pocket? Left pocket. मुल्ला नसरुद्दीनने मेजवानीचा आस्वाद घेताना एका निळ्या पगडीतल्या माणसाला सोन्याचा चमचा आपल्या डाव्या खिशात ठेवताना पाहिले. मुल्लाने एका पाहुण्याला बोलून काय सांगितले? What did the mullah say to a person when he called up a person? What did he say? He said that, first of all, he told everybody that I had been to China and I learned some tricks. Now I want to show it to you. And then when everybody else was very curious, he called up a guest. Okay, and what did he say? एक सोन्याचा चमचा आणा आणि माझ्या कोटाच्या खिशात ठेवा. सो ही मुल्ला नसरुद्दीनने एका पाहुण्याला बोलावले आणि म्हटले, एक त्याला असे सांगितले की एक सोन्याचा चमचा आण आणि माझ्या कोटाच्या खिशात ठेव. ओके, सो कीप इट इन माय पॉकेट. दॅट इज व्हॉट ही टोल्ड टू द गेस्ट. निळी डॅश घातलेल्या एका पाहुण्याला एक आपल्या कोटाच्या डॅश खिशात घालताना त्याने पाहिले. निळी पगडी घातलेल्या एका पाहुण्याला एक सोन्याचा चमचा आपल्या कोटाच्या डाव्या इज व्हॉट? लेफ्ट. सो डावा इज लेफ्ट, उजवा इज राईट. ओके, डावा हात, उजवा हात, डावा खिसा, उजवा खिसा. सो डावा इज लेफ्ट आणि उजवा इज राईट. डाव्या खिशात घालताना त्याने पाहिले. डॅश मधील लोकांना डॅश करण्याची अद्भुत डॅश अवगत आहे. चीन मधील लोकांना जादू करण्याची अद्भुत कला अवगत आहे. ओके, अवगत इज the expertise that you learn or that you imbibe only after immense practice. Okay. खालील शब्दांचे लिंग बदला. पाहुणा becomes पाहुणी. This is a male, this is a female guest. Rani, Raja. More, in Marathi it becomes Landor. Okay, More is a female peacock, Landor is a, sorry, More is a male peacock and Landor is a female peacock. Stree. Siuhin, Siuha, Siuhin. Kavla. So you know what is the meaning of Kavla? Kavla is a crow. Okay, so there is a male crow, there is a female crow. Similarly, you saw More is Landor. Okay, so I don't know, in Hindi it should be Morni, right? So when you talk about the female crow, Kavla, crow in Marathi is Kavla, and I think it should be Kavla itself there. Okay, you know, don't say Kavli there, you will say Kavla only basically. I'll confirm this and I'll let you know. खालील शब्द शुद्ध करून लिहा. श्रीमंत. So here you will see that it's दूसरी ई की मात्रा. श्रीमंत. आणि. निमंत्रित. बसून. विविध. You just have to write it in a correct form. Jaadu. Okay, that is the end of the chapter Mullachi Jaadu. Thank you very much.